Solo shooter, someone on an ultra low budget, I am thrilled to finally be able to shoot footage from inside a moving vehicle, both from inside the car and a view of the road from the moving vehicle. This is all made possible by the MovMax blade arm, intended to hold a GoPro, also the DJI Osmo Pocket 3, and in this case, that's the unit that I'm using to shoot this footage. Let's take a look at how it attaches to your car. There's a suction cup right here that you push down on the car and you activate the pump here. Once this red line is hidden, that means that the device is secure. I'm pulling on the unit, it's moving the hood of the car. If I wanted to rip it, I could probably rip the hood of the car right off. But here's what scares me a little bit and makes me a little skeptical. It's very easy to remove, and that's a good thing, but all I have to do is squeeze the two levers on the side of the suction cup and it comes right off. There are ways to secure this. What I would recommend is using a bungee cord or some type of strap, some other way to reinforce this unit to your car. In this case, I have the bungee strap around the unit. It's just there for extra security. If this thing comes loose, I would rather it damage my car than to damage someone else's car, cause an accident, and also lose not only the $300 arm, but the $600 camera. Let's take a look at some footage that I shot. This was on the hood of the car. I was driving in my neighborhood, going about 25 to 30 miles per hour. Now, obviously with the wide angle lens and the location of the unit itself, it makes it look like I'm going a lot faster. There are endless possibilities of where you can mount this to. So for the sake of this video, here's the trunk again. Here's from the hood. Here's from the side of the car. And we're going to take it outside. I use a CPL filter to film myself driving, and we'll give a little bit of tips on how to get good footage of yourself driving. So right now the MovMax is on the outside hood of the car filming me. I have a CPL on there. I have an ND64 filter on there. I'm wearing the DJI mic 2 from inside the car. So if somebody were sitting here, we could drive, have a conversation. I can monitor what I'm filming through the DJI Mimo app. I would recommend, if you're driving and recording, that the road is your first priority, or have a passenger who's going to take controls of the phone. Another thing you can do with this microphone is, if you don't want to wear it here, attach it to your visor. Here is with the mic attached to the visor. And if I was driving and I just wanted to not have the microphone on me or seen, I could do that. Make sure that I keep my eyes on the road and my hands upon the wheel. We're taking off down the street. Here we go. We're just checking things out as we go. And I don't know, this looks pretty good to me. I'm happy with it. I'm going to pull over here, make a little bit of a U-turn. You got a bump. There we go. Not too bad. As I'm shifting positions from the sun, you can see how the CPL is affecting this image. Right now, we're not getting as clear of an image of me. This is in normal color profile, but I'm in manual exposure mode. My ISO is at 100. I have my ND64 in there with a CPL. This camera is not ideal to shoot in nighttime. It's usable. It's not cinema camera quality, but I'm accepting the tools that I have and the tools that I'm using. I feel like it is sturdy. I've taken it out plenty of times and it stayed on. Yes, I had the bungee as backup, but I didn't experience any problem with it. Here are the drawbacks that I see of it. You probably noticed in some of the shots, the shadows of the unit itself. Maybe if you're vlogging, that's okay. But if it's for B-roll, it's the equivalent of seeing the camera reflected in a window or the boom mic dipping down into the shot. How do you handle that? Scope out the location you're filming in and see where the shadows are going to be that day. Go out at the same time of day that you're shooting. Another thing you can do is use the Sunseeker app to see at what time of day you're filming, where the sun's location is. It's not really ideal to shoot the inside of the car. For that particular scene, I was lucky to have the sunroof to attach this to, but you know, it's pretty big. So attaching this to your dash may not work. For me, it was a little too close to my windshield, and to bring it out, it was right, a little too close for comfort for what I was looking for. There are other tools to shoot in the inside of the car. I don't think that this one is conducive to that. It's more or less designed to shoot, the outside footage. Of course, you can mount it to the side of the car to shoot inside. Once again, there are many options of where you can mount this and the different angles that you can get with it. I'm excited about it. It's nice to have something like this, because every time I'm in a moving car, not driving obviously, and we're on a nice road, I get my phone out, and I have countless videos of, dirty windshields going down country roads, up the mountains. So it's nice to have this, to have that be a little bit of a step up. Obviously, if you're going to use it, just be careful, use caution, use common sense, and go out there and make some great art. Thank you for watching, everybody. We'll see you. Peace.